these machines are worth an awful lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are 50,000, some are worth 10 million, and the next GTO will be worth 15 million. You know, it's one of these things people pay to get the car.
John Collins always loved Ferrari. His passion for the brand and his unique talent for capturing stunning photographs and writing compelling stories set him apart in the 70s. His breakthrough as a freelancer resulted in a remarkable achievement, purchasing a brand new Dino within just a year of striking out on his own. However, a business deal went wrong in 1987, forcing him to part ways with his cherished Ferrari. What followed, however, was a twist of fate that would lead him to create Talacrest, a company that would come to define his legacy of car sales and collection. This is the story of all 23 Ferraris in John Collins' remarkable collection. Number 1. The Ferrari SP3 JC. How often do you hear about not one, but two one-of-a-kind Ferraris in the same collection? That's right, Collins commissioned two SP3 JCs, each entirely unique. The JC in the name? It stands for John Collins himself. A personal stamp of ownership on two of the most dazzling bespoke Ferraris ever created. Hold up, before we dive into the next batch of Ferraris that will blow your mind, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss out on exclusive access to these speed demons, packed with power, history, and jaw-dropping design. Trust me, this collection is about to get even more insane. So why two? One is right-hand drive and the other is left-hand drive. The reason? Collins, during a Ferrari cavalcade, curved an alloy because he couldn't see correctly while driving a right-hand drive car on the wrong side of the road. He swore never again, and next we see matching SP3 JCs with opposing driving positions. The right-hand drive SP3 JC sports bold bands of blue Azzurro Met, yellow Ghiaio Modena, over a silver-white Bronco Italia base. It's as loud and proud as Ferraris get. The left-hand drive sibling? A stealth matte gray Grigio Silverstone and white Bianco Bianco, and red Rosso Magma streaks across its nose. They're like yin and yang, and both are drop-dead gorgeous. Each SP3 JC took over 3 years to design and build, with custom bodywork that reimagines the front and rear of the donor F12. The bespoke hood even offers tantalizing glimpses of the 6.3-liter V12 underneath. That engine? It's still the F12's 730 horsepower marvel, untouched because frankly, why mess with perfection? Number 2. LaFerrari Coupe. Ferrari's first fully hybrid road car is where cutting-edge technology meets old-school passion. Beneath its sculpted body lies a 6.3-liter V12 engine paired with a 163 horsepower KERS kinetic energy recovery system unit. The result? A jaw-dropping 950 horsepower. This beast rockets from 0 to 62 in just 2.5 seconds and can hit a top speed of over 217 miles per hour. The roar of the engine, the snap of the dual-clutch transmission, and the way it grips corners like a predator, it's intoxicating. And the looks. The LaFerrari Coupe is as beautiful as it is fast, with active aerodynamics, a rear spoiler, and a diffuser that's as functional as it is striking. Inside, the carbon fiber accents and fine leather upholstery remind you that this is a Ferrari. Number 3. LaFerrari Aperta. Released in 2016 to celebrate Ferrari's 70th anniversary, the Aperta takes everything that makes the coupe spectacular and adds the magic of open-top driving. The hybrid powertrain remains, a 6.3-liter V12 paired with a 150 horsepower electric motor for a total output of 963 horsepower. And yes, it still hits a top speed of about 217 miles per hour. But the Aperta's real party trick? Those doors. They rotate at a slightly different angle when open, adding a touch of theatrical flair every time you step in or out. Design-wise, the Aperta is a masterpiece. It combines Ferrari's classic styling cues with futuristic touches, showing its technical prowess. Ferrari made this car for its most passionate clients, those who appreciate performance and heritage. Number 4. Now let's talk about the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. This V12 powered Grand Tourer might not be the flashiest Ferrari, but it's arguably one of the finest. With 731 horsepower from its naturally aspirated 6.3-liter V12, the F12 Berlinetta blends brute force with refined elegance. This is a car that's as comfortable devouring a long highway stretch as it is tearing up a winding mountain road. The adaptive magnetoriological dampers make it a dream for grand touring, offering a supple ride without sacrificing handling. The seats are perfectly sculpted to keep you comfortable no matter how far the journey takes you. Of course, no Ferrari is without its quirks. Some critics have taken issue with the F12's styling, particularly the swoosh-like indentation on its side panels. But beauty, as they say, is in the eye of the beholder. And when you're behind the wheel of an F12 Berlinetta, with the tachometer climbing towards 8,700 RPM redline, you won't care what anyone else thinks. Number 5. The Ferrari F12tdf is the track-focused version of the F12 Berlinetta. Limited to just 799 units, the F12tdf is named after the Tour de France automobile race, which Ferrari dominated in the 1950s and 60s. The F12tdf's 6.3-liter V12 produces 769 horsepower and 520 pound-feet of torque, propelling it from 0 to 60 in just 2.9 seconds. With a top speed of over 211 miles per hour, it's blisteringly fast. But speed isn't the only thing this car offers. Its lightweight materials, including carbon fiber and Alcantara, make it razor sharp in the corners. Wider front and rear tracks, rear wheel steering, and a reworked suspension system ensure that it handles like a dream, or perhaps a nightmare for anyone trying to keep up. Inside, the F12tdf's cockpit is stripped down yet luxurious, with the focus on the driver. It's tactile, engaging, and utterly thrilling. This isn't just a car, it's a symphony of power and precision. Number 6. Ferrari 812 Superfast. If raw power and unparalleled performance are your style, the Ferrari 812 Superfast is the ultimate thrill machine. Just the name alone screams excitement. Under the hood lies a beast, a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 engine delivering over 780 horsepower. This car is one of the most powerful V12 engines ever to come out of Ferrari's storied Maranello factory. Imagine the sound of that V12 roaring as you step on the throttle. It's enough to give any patrolhead goosebumps. Performance-wise, the 812 Superfast is excellent. Its acceleration is neck-snapping, its top speed dizzying, and its handling razor-sharp, thanks to advanced aerodynamics and suspension systems. Ferrari nailed the styling too, with its aggressive lines, bold grille, and distinctive rear diffuser. And let's not forget the driving experience. It's visceral, engaging, and unapologetically thrilling. For those who want the wind in their hair, the 812 GTS convertible variant is the cherry on top. Number 7. The Ferrari 250 California Spider. Born from a vision by US distributors John von Neumann and Luigi Cinetti, this beauty was designed for the California market, combining elegance and performance in one seductive package. The shorter wheelbase, SWB model introduced in 1959, elevated the Spider's game. With a stiffer chassis, disc brakes, and a more powerful engine, this wasn't just a looker, it was a driver's car with racing pedigree. Sharing DNA with the legendary 250 GT, the California Spider boasted 140 mph performance, making it as exciting on the track as it was cruising through Beverly Hills. And let's not forget the craftsmanship. Hand-built by Carrozzeria Scaglietti, every California Spider was a bespoke masterpiece. Whether you opted for the sleek covered headlights or the more functional uncovered ones, the result was always stunning. Even the no-frills interior had a charm that declared classic Ferrari. Here's a fun fact. One famous example, painted black and previously owned by James Coburn, sold for a jaw-dropping €7 million at auction in 2008. Talk about a large sum. Number 8. The Ferrari 250 SWB. This two-door coupe was a game-changer in its time, combining a robust front engine, rear-wheel drive layout with exceptional handling. Powering this legend was a triple-carb V12 engine producing around 320 horsepower, making it one of the most exhilarating cars of the 1960s. But the 250 SWB wasn't just about brute force. It was surprisingly tractable and easy to drive. It could hit 150 miles per hour and rocket from 0 to 60 in just 6 seconds. Impressive stats even by today's standards. The leather-trimmed interior and perforated roof lining added a touch of class, while modern electronics, air conditioning, and even a stereo made it more comfortable than its racing heritage might suggest. The 250 SWB also inspired some fantastic revivals. Companies like GTO Engineering and RML have reimagined this classic with modern engineering while retaining its timeless design. Top Gear called it torquey and tractable, Forbes praised its daily drivability, and Motor Trend dubbed it intuitive and bewitching. What more could you ask for in a car? Number 9. Ferrari 275 GTB4. First unveiled at the 1966 Paris Motor Show, this masterpiece was Ferrari's first production to feature a 4 overhead camshaft V12 engine. With 300 horsepower at 8,000 RPM, it offered a driving experience that was nothing short of electrifying. The 275 GTB4 wasn't just about straight-line speed, though. With independent rear suspension and 5-speed manual transmission, it was as much about control and precision as it was about power. The sleek styling, penned by Pininfarina and brought to life by Scaglietti, included a longer wing and more aerodynamic nose, making it as striking to look at as it was thrilling to drive. Inside, the 275 GTB4 was all about business. 6 Weber carburetors ensured the engine was always ready to deliver, and the coil spring suspension made it for a surprisingly comfortable ride. With fewer than 300 units ever produced, the car is as rare as it is iconic. Car and Driver once called it the only pure sports car Ferrari made, and honestly, they weren't wrong. Number 10. Ferrari 330 GTS. Introduced at the 1966 Paris Auto Show, this beauty was powered by a 3,967cc V12 engine that produced a smooth 300 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. Thanks to a torque tube connecting the engine and rear transaxle, vibration was kept to a minimum, making the 330 GTS a joy to drive on long journeys. The 330 GTS was all about balance. Its 4-liter V12 delivered power effortlessly, whether you were cruising along or pushing it to its limits. The 5-speed gearbox and ZF limited slip differential added to its refined driving dynamics. And the design. The Tipo 209-66 engine was a work of art in itself, and the overall styling was elegant yet sporty. The perfect blend of form and function. Only 100 examples of the 330 GTS were built before it was upgraded to a 4.4-liter engine in 1968, making it one of the rarest Ferraris out there. This car was designed for gentlemen drivers who valued performance as much as comfort. It was the kind of car that could take you from a country estate to the French Riviera without breaking a sweat. What more could John Collins want? Number 11. The Ferrari 250 GTO. Released in 1962 as a response to new Formula One World Constructors' Championship regulations, the GTO was an absolute game changer. Ferrari needed a car that could dominate on the track while still offering the unmistakable Gran Turismo flair, luxury, performance, and sheer beauty, and oh boy did they deliver. Equipped with a 3-liter Testarossa V12 engine, the GTO packed 300 horsepower and a top speed of 174 miles per hour. The aerodynamics were meticulously refined, with a longer wheelbase and other chassis improvements ensuring a ride that was both smooth and blisteringly fast. Step inside the GTO and you'll find a cockpit that's surprisingly comfortable for a rally car. Perhaps its quirkiest feature is that tall gear shift lever, perfectly placed for effortless shifting. With only 37 ever made, it's no surprise that every single one has survived to this day. Many in collections like John Collins. Number 12. Ferrari 288 GTO. Designed as a mid-engine twin-turbocharged V8 supercar, the 288 GTO turned heads at the Geneva Motor Show and cemented its place in automotive history. With a 2.85-liter V8 engine delivering 400 horsepower and 366 pound-feet of torque, this beauty could hit a top speed of 189 miles per hour and sprint from 0 to 60 in just 4.9 seconds. But this wasn't just about speed, it was about style and innovation. From its carbon fiber rear spoiler to the NACA ducts and composite plastic body panels, every inch of the 288 GTO was designed for performance. Collins' 288 GTO is a prime example of Ferrari's dedication to excellence. The car's Speedline modular center-lock alloy wheels and Brembo brakes ensure it handles like a dream. And of course, it wouldn't be a true Ferrari without that striking Rosso Corsa red paint job showing Ferrari's precision and passion. Number 13. Ferrari 512 BBI. From 1981 to 84, Ferrari produced the 512 BBI, a car that perfectly blended power and sophistication. It was an evolution of the 512 BB, with the I in its name signaling a key upgrade: Bosch K-Jetronic fuel injection. This change not only improved performance, but also enhanced reliability, making it a standout even today. Under the hood lies a 4.9-liter flat 12 engine producing 335 horsepower. With a top speed of 174 miles per hour, the 512 BBI had plenty of punch. But this was more than a speed machine. It was built with comfort in mind. Inside, Connolly leather seats with wool textile inserts and air conditioning provided a plush ride. Central locking added a touch of modern convenience. On the outside, exposed driving lights, a shortened aluminum grille, and Michelin TRX tires gave the 512 BBI a distinct, sporty look. Number 14. The Ferrari F40. The Ferrari F40 was the last car personally improved by Enzo Ferrari himself. Produced from 1987 to 1992, it was designed to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary, and what a celebration it was. The F40 was a car that pushed the boundaries of engineering, design, and speed. Powered by a 2.9-liter twin-turbocharged V8, the F40 churned out 478 horsepower and could hit a blistering top speed of 201 miles per hour. With a 0 to 60 time of just 3.8 seconds, it was the fastest Ferrari of its time. Its body, crafted from carbon fiber and Kevlar, was as lightweight as it was strong, with just 11 panels forming its striking design. Collins' F40 is a marvel. The seats, designed to hold the driver in place during high G maneuvers, are a reminder that this car was built for performance. And those brakes? They're capable of stopping the car from speeds well over 150 miles per hour with ease. It's no wonder the F40 is considered a modern legend and a must-have for any serious collector. Number 15. The Ferrari 250 Lusso. Released in the early 60s, the Lusso was Ferrari's first true road car. Designed by Pininfarina, it combines cues from Ferrari's racing heritage with a refined aesthetic that many gentleman drivers loved. Under the hood, the Lusso featured the same V12 engine as its racing siblings, but with a more relaxed demeanor. While it could hold its own on the track, this was a car designed for the open road. The vertical bumpers under the headlights and the sleek, flowing lines of its body made it a showstopper. Collins' Lusso is particularly special. Originally displayed at the 1964 Geneva Motor Show, it was later modified to GTO specs, including aggressive camshafts and 6 twin-choke Weber carburetors. It's a car that bridges the gap between luxury and performance, embodying everything Ferrari stands for. Number 16. Ferrari Testarossa. If there's one car that screams the 1980s, it's the Ferrari Testarossa. Picture a low, wide, angular design, paired with those unforgettable side strakes. Under the hood lies a masterpiece, a 4.9-liter flat 12 engine that delivers a heady 385 horsepower. You might be thinking, what's it like to drive? Well, imagine the thrill of hitting 180 miles per hour on an open stretch of road. 0 to 60 in just 5.2 seconds? That's no leisurely stroll. Collins often describes the Testarossa as the car that cemented Ferrari's supercar status for an entire generation. With its tubular steel chassis and aluminum bodywork, it's as much a feat of engineering as it is a design icon. Driving it, Collins says, is more than just the speed. It's about the sheer presence. Number 17. Ferrari F50. Next up, we have a car that many believe to be the ultimate Ferrari. Designed to celebrate Ferrari's 50th anniversary, this is no ordinary supercar. It's essentially a Formula One car for the road. And with only 349 ever built, John Collins' F50 is a jewel in his crown. For performance, the F50 boasts a 4.7-liter V12 engine derived from Ferrari's 641 Formula One car. Producing a staggering 513 horsepower, it rockets to a top speed of 202 miles per hour. But it's not just about the numbers. The F50's carbon fiber body, flat underbody, and aerodynamic rear wing make it a technical marvel. Collins has a soft spot for the F50, often saying it's a car that bridges the gap between raw performance and artistry. The sound alone, he says, is worth the price of admission. It's pure Ferrari, raw, unfiltered, and absolutely thrilling. Number 18, the Ferrari 275 GTB4 Cam. When it first debuted in 1964, it was a revelation. For Collins, this car is more than just a collector's item. What makes the 275 GTB4 so special? It was the first Ferrari road car to feature a 5-speed gearbox, a rear transaxle, and an innovation that improved weight distribution and handling. Then there's the engine, a 3.3-liter V12 with 4 overhead camshafts capable of producing a robust 300 horsepower. Making it the first production Ferrari to be fitted with 4 overhead camshafts. Collins loves to recount the car's Paris debut, where it stole the show. The 275 GTB4 was groundbreaking, he says. It wasn't just about going fast, it was about doing it with style. And with its sleek lines, long hood, and perfectly balanced proportions, this car has style in spades. Number 19. The Ferrari Dino 246 GT. Named after Enzo Ferrari's late son, this car represents a different side of Ferrari, a more playful, less intimidating side. And guess what? John Collins wouldn't part with his for the world. The Dino 246 GT features a 2.4-liter V6 engine, a first for Ferrari road cars. With a top speed of 146 miles per hour, it might not be the fastest in Collins' collection, but it's certainly one of the most charming. Its gorgeous design sets it apart. Flowing curves, compact dimensions, and a focus on driving pleasure over outright performance. Collins often describes the Dino as a car you fall in love with. For him, it's not just a machine, it's a companion. With its rich history, including its role as a more accessible Ferrari for its time, the Dino has earned its place in the hearts of John Collins and enthusiasts worldwide. Number 20. The Ferrari Daytona plexiglass gets its name from its unique nose, featuring faired-in headlights behind a plexiglass cover. It's a design detail that sets it apart from later models and adds a touch of vintage flair. Under the hood, there's a 4.4-liter V12 engine producing over 350 horsepower. It's a car built for high-speed cruising with a top speed of 174 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 time of just 5.4 seconds. But speed is only part of the story. The Daytona plexiglass is about presence. It's long, it's low, and it commands attention wherever it goes. Collins often jokes that the Daytona is the car he'd take on a cross-continental road trip. It's fast, it's comfortable, and it's got that undeniable Ferrari magic, he says. Number 21. Named after Enzo Ferrari himself, the Ferrari Enzo is a mid-engine marvel introduced in 2002, and what a tribute it is. Limited to just 399 units, plus 1 extra gifted to the Vatican, owning an Enzo is like holding a ticket to an exclusive club, one where engineering and artistry meet at just over 217 miles per hour. Under the hood, the Enzo boasts a ferocious 6-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine, pumping out 660 horsepower. That's enough muscle to rocket from 0 to 62 in a blistering 3.2 seconds. Imagine the roar of that V12, a sound that's as much a part of its allure as its performance. And the transmission? A 6-speed automated manual capable of shifting gears in just 150 milliseconds. Blink and you've already shifted twice. But the Enzo isn't just about brute force, it's a technological marvel. It was among the first production cars to feature a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, making it incredibly light yet strong. The brakes? Cutting-edge carbon fiber reinforced silicon carbide ceramic composites. Number 22. The Ferrari 575 Superamerica. Imagine cruising down a winding coastal road, the V12 purring under the hood, and the wind in your hair. Thanks to its unique Revochromico rotating roof. This is the world's fastest, at 199 miles per hour with the top down. Yeah, you read that right. Derived from the 575M Maranello, the Superamerica's 5.7-liter V12 engine delivers a potent 540 horsepower. Whether you opt for the F1 style automatic gearbox or the traditional manual, this car delivers the kind of performance that makes you fall in love with driving all over again. And if you're lucky enough to snag one with the GTC handling package, you're getting Ferrari's latest tech, including carbon ceramic brakes. But the real party trick here is that roof. Designed by Fioravanti, the Revochromico roof is an engineering marvel. With the push of a button, the glass panel rotates backwards, transforming the coupe into a convertible in just 10 seconds. The electrochromic glass adjusts to 5 different tint levels, giving you control over how much light enters the cabin. Practical? Absolutely. Stylish? Undeniably. And with a carbon fiber frame, the roof doesn't compromise the car's performance one bit. It's a perfect blend of luxury and innovation. A car that's as enjoyable to look at as it is to drive. Number 23. Finally, let's talk about the Ferrari 250 SWB. If you're a fan of classic Ferraris, then the 250 SWB should be a car that gets your heart racing. Strictly a race car in its earliest versions, the 250 SWB was designed to be fast, nimble, and built to win, and it did just that. The early 250 SWBs featured an all-aluminum body, making them lightweight and agile, perfect for the track. But Ferrari didn't stop there. The car's V12 engine, designed by the legendary Gioacchino Colombo, could produce anywhere from 250 to 280 horsepower, depending on the tuning. That may not sound like much today, but back in the 1960s, it was enough to push the 250 SWB past 150 miles per hour. Quite an achievement for the time. 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds? That was unheard of back then. The 250 SWB wasn't just about performance, it was about style, and Ferrari didn't skimp on that. Designed by the renowned Pininfarina and built by Scaglietti, the bodywork of the 250 SWB was a thing of beauty. The clean lines, sculpted curves, and the timeless elegance. This was a car that turned heads wherever it went. In fact, the 250 SWB is one of the most prized Ferraris today. With only 176 units produced, this car has become a highly sought-after collector's item, and John Collins' ownership only adds to its mystique. And there you have it, all 23 Ferraris from John Collins' legendary collection, each one more stunning than the last. But here's the real question, which Ferrari would you never want to part with? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this high-octane tour through Ferrari's finest, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more, and ring the bell so you're always in the fast lane for future videos.